And that is how the very concept and philosophy of Akshar and Purushottam came into existence, or rather got a tangible existence in the Sampradaya. The Akshar Purushottam philosophy, in fact, it is a Vedic philosophy, because the Vedic philosophy preaches the philosophy of Bhakta and Bhagwan, where you have an ideal disciple and you have God. In the Hindu tradition, we have Radha and Krishna, where Radha is the ideal disciple and devotee, and Krishna is God. Sita and Ram, where Sita is the ideal disciple and devotee, and Ram is God. So, in the Swaminarayan Sampradaya, who is that ideal disciple? Who is God? Akshar and Purushottam. Where Akshar, that is Gunaditananda Swami, he is the ideal disciple and abode, and Purushottam, that is Bhagavan Swaminarayan, who is God. When Bhagaji Maharaj started to spread this philosophy, Shastriji Maharaj came into his contact. Shastriji Maharaj was a sadhu who belonged to the Vartal diocese, and when he heard, he was very much surprised, and he said that my Guru Vijnanananda Swami, he has never informed me of this. Vijnanananda Swami was one of the 12 sadhu disciples who were initiated by Bhagavan Swaminarayan himself. So there were 12 Paramahansas who were present in the time of Shastriji Maharaj. And Vijnanananda Swami was one of those Paramahansas. He was the Guru of Shastriji Maharaj, Yagna Purush Das. So when Bhagaji Maharaj told him that if your Guru tells you, then will you believe it? He said yes. And an occasion was arranged, and Vijnanananda Swami, he himself, he gave a testimony saying that I myself have heard that Bhagavan Swaminarayan, he had said that Gunaditananda Swami is his abode, he is Akshar. And at that time, Shastriji Maharaj, he had developed, at that point he committed himself, and he developed a very firm conviction in the philosophy of Akshar and Purushottam. When Shastriji Maharaj started to spread this philosophy in the Vartal diocese, obviously he met with opposition, and the opposition grew to such an extent where Yagna Purush Das, he had to leave the organization, and he left the Vartal diocese in the year 1905, and it was only for the purpose. He left only with one purpose, and that was, the difference was ideological. The difference was philosophical. There was no other reason. And he did not have any other conflict. Even after he had left, even after he had established the BAPS, he had never nourished any conflict with any of the schools, Swaminarayan schools. He solely left to establish the pristine doctrine, the doctrine which was preached by Bhagavan Swaminarayan, the true philosophy of Bhagavan Swaminarayan, the true way of worship that Bhagavan Swaminarayan had discoursed in his times, which is very much today also one finds in the Vachnamrit, which is the discourse of Bhagavan Swaminarayan. So Shastriji Maharaj, he left in 1905. He established and consecrated the first mandir in Bochasan. That is how we get the name Bochasan Vasi Shri Akshar Purushottam Swaminarayan Sanstha. Bochasan is the village, and the very first mandir that was established by Shastriji Maharaj, in which the central shrine, he consecrated the murtis of Akshar and Purushottam, that is Bhagavan Swaminarayan and Gunaditananda Swami, as his ideal devotee, and that is how the organization takes its name, Bochasan Vasi, Shri Akshar Purushottam Swaminarayan Sanstha. From then on, Shastriji Maharaj, his mission was to establish mandirs, BAPS mandirs. In his time, he consecrated 5 mandirs. Yogiji Maharaj was his closest and nearest and ideal disciple. Before he passed away, he passed on the reins of the fellowship to Yogiji Maharaj. Another point worth mentioning is that Shastriji Maharaj, he had spread the BAPS philosophy in Gujarat, but the seeds of satsang, of BAPS satsang, he had sowed in East Africa. Though Shastriji Maharaj had never been to East Africa, but through his inspiration, the disciples, the devotees, householder devotees, they started the BAPS satsang in East Africa. Shastriji Maharaj was succeeded by Yogiji Maharaj. Yogiji Maharaj, his seminal contributions and landmark contributions in the development of the BAPS were that Yogiji Maharaj, he spread the satsang abroad in East Africa. Yogiji Maharaj established mandirs in East Africa. He also established a mandir in London. These were very landmark contributions by Yogiji Maharaj. Another thing that Yogiji Maharaj introduced was that he had introduced, or rather he had established youth forums and children's forums. And this was more than 55 years back in 1950s. In the early 1950s, he established the youth forum and the children's forum because he felt that the seniors are coming for satsang. But then what about the new generation? So with great foresight, he established, and he himself, he nurtured and nourished the children and youths with the basic concepts of satsang. So the second contribution by Yogiji Maharaj was also a very important contribution in the development of the BAPS. The third concept, the third contribution was that Yogiji Maharaj in the year 1961, he had initiated college-educated youths into sadhus. This was a very, very great turning point in the BAPS organization because young sadhus, educated sadhus, dedicated for society as well as for spiritual elevation. So it brought about a very, very great change in the BAPS because according to the times, these youths were able to serve the organization and serve the spread of satsang and the need of satsang. So initiating young college graduates into satsang was a very, very great contribution. Fourthly, that Yogiji Maharaj, he introduced weekly satsang assemblies in the BAPS. Every Sunday, even today, every Sunday, 3,300 BAPS centers today in India as well as abroad. Every Sunday there is a congregation. And the seniors, the teenagers, the children, they have their separate assemblies. But it was introduced by Yogiji Maharaj himself. These were some of the contributions, and he had foreseen, he had also wished for the spread of satsang in India as well as abroad. Yogiji Maharaj, before he passed away, he had declared that Pramukh Swami is my successor, he is my form. He will continue the work of the congregation, of the organization. In 1971, Yogiji Maharaj passed away. Pramukh Swami Maharaj became the Guru. And Pramukh Swami Maharaj, since the last 37 years that he has been the Guru, he is 87 years of age. But he has expanded the BAPS immensely. And it is indeed mind-boggling because he has carried the satsang to more than 52 countries of the world. Wherever there have been, wherever there are Gujaratis or Indians, gradually the satsang grows through it has grown through the efforts of Pramukh Swami's personal visits, through the efforts of through senior sadhus of the BAPS. And when the growth of the satsang is quite sizable, it is then that a mandir is established there. So through the efforts, through the immense, humongous efforts of Pramukh Swami Maharaj, since the last 37 years, the BAPS has grown immensely into 3,300 centers, more than 30 Shikharbadh traditional temples, and